So the last week we finished till Pani Padma Dvayo Dvayena Kshamalam api. Then we move on to Yena Vaka Bhava Yena Vaka Bha Abha Kritir Bhavyase. Yena Yena Va Yavaka Bha Kritir Bhavyase Tasya Vashya Bhavanti Striyah Purushaha. येन वा शातकुंभ द्युतिर्भाव्यसे सोऽपि लक्ष्मी सहस्रैः परिक्रीडते किं न सिद्ध्येत् वपुः श्यामलं कोमलं चन्द्रचूडान्वितं तावकं ध्यायतः तस्य लीलासरे वारिधिः तस्य कैलीवनं नन्दनं तस्य भद्रासनं भूतलं तस्य गीर्देवता किङ्करी तस्य चाज्ञाकरी श्री स्वयं. Okay. So we saw the Panchamam Dandakam is largely around what we usually refer to as Halashruti, right? So if you've noticed how it goes, he talks about what different people, what are the effects of praying to Shyamala in different ways. Right? Different ways when you pray to Shyamala, when you worship her, what are the different things that one obtains? So that is where, like the last week we saw, Tasya Vaktrantarat Gadya Padyatmika Bharati Nissaret, which means Tasya Vaktrantarat, from his mouth, Bharati, Saraswati, in the form of Gadya Padyatmika, Nissaret. Nissaret means will flow. In Sanskritam grammar, there is this one of the lingas called Vidhilinga. So it's one of the tenses. So Vidhilinga is used to indicate that it will happen. So Nissaret. So Bharati Nissaret. Saraswati will flow, must flow. Right? So that is how each of the verses occur. Now, if you look further down, here he is explaining Yenava Yavaka. Yavaka means, so for one who, Yenava, by whom you are worshipped as what? Yavaka Abha Kritihi Bhavyase. So one who makes a bhavana of you in his mind of Yavaka Abha. Okay, Yavaka is actually, Yavaka means reddish colored wax or lac that is reddish in color. That is Yavaka. And the one who worships you as Yavaka Abha Kritihi. Abha means the luster of Yavaka. In that form, Akritihi, Bhavyase, he thinks of you in that form. Tasya Vashya Bhavanti Striyah Purushaha. In his Vashya, in his control, Bhavanti comes or happens. Who come into his control? Striyah Purushaha. Men, women, everybody, they come into his control. Into whose control? Who meditates upon Devi in this Aruna color. Aruna Taruna Tarangitakshim, Aruna Karuna Tarangitakshim, Sindura Aruna Vigraham. So in this form, one who meditates upon you, O Mother, Bhavyase, in this bhavana, one who meditates upon you, for him everything comes into all human beings. Essentially, he is able to attract everyone, or people don't get repelled by this person. Ayyo vandutane odi pogamata. Right? People will not, whether we control somebody or not, at least we don't want people to run away from us, right? Unless we are taking to the other path. Which path? The Aghora path or the Vama Marga Nushulva. The Vama Marga, we are usually, the Vedic path is called the Dakshina Marga. We are doing all the rituals proper, going to temples and doing all the yoga, the asanas, the dhyana, all of this, the puja, all of this is part of the Dakshina Marga. The Vama Marga is quite intense, which is like the Aghoris, the Tantrikas, they all follow. In that, they will try to drive away people. They don't want people to come in near them, because they feel people coming is a distraction. It is a distraction. It will cause disturbance to what they're doing, and they also believe that people coming in their presence will unnecessarily take away the energies and the sadhana phala that they have accumulated. That will go away. So for that reason, they will try to keep people away. But those are far and few people who live in such isolated locations. They will not come and mix in society. They will not come and move about in society. If we have to be in society, we have to depend and have a community. And there has to be some level of acceptance in the community, some level. Right? Even Ramana Maharshi, when he was walking around like a Avadhuta in Tiruvannamalai, people wanted to come near him, but people felt awkward because he was not wearing anything. So then some of his very close disciples, they got him a this thing, Kaupinam. Thank you, ma. They got him a kaupina and then they tied it around his waist. They said, there are people coming and you are moving about in society and people need to see you. So you have to some extent, adapt to the social norms so that you are accepted there. You don't want people to run away from you. Unless, of course, there are people who are disturbing your sadhana, disturbing your process, disturbing your whatever you are doing in your spiritual journey. You want to kind of stay away. But otherwise, 3F Purushaha, you would like them to be associated, because we need people. Right? As much as we think we can be isolated, we need people for even the palakaran who comes to our house, we want him to come and give milk to us lovingly. The paper wala coming to our house, we want, assuming there is raining and Namakata, he's got some anger with us, he will make the full paper wet in rain and come and drop at our house. People can do that, right? Because then there's some kind of animosity or something. We don't want that with anybody. This is one of the things that as a sannyasi, they take a vow, a sankalpa of abhaya. Abhaya sankalpa they take. Abhaya is of course, they should not fear something or anything. They should not fear anything is abhaya. But at the same time, it also means that others should not fear them. There is a sannyasi, they take this sankalpa. Whoever comes in my presence should not run away. So we become a little accepting and loving by all. Adhikaga, we don't want people to come and impose themselves upon us. Not even that much. But at least, okay, he's a nice fellow, he's a nice person, harmless fellow. That kind of an engagement, it's important to have in society. So what he says, Yenava yavaka abhak akritihi bhavyase tasya vashya bhavanti sriya purushaha. I'm saying here. That is what happens when somebody meditates upon Devi in that color. Then yenava shatakumbha dyutihi bhavyase saha api Lakshmi sahasraihi parikridate. So, for the one who meditates upon Devi in golden hue, Shatakumbha. Shatakumbha dyutihi, color or the luster of a golden, the golden color one who meditates upon Devi in that gold luster, for him, Lakshmi hi sahasraihi parikridate. How many? Thousand Lakshmis parikridate, play with him. Appadina, he is given all forms of wealth, all forms of prosperity. Okay, now we may feel that, oh, I'm giving an example. People feel that, oh, I have been reading Lalita Sahasranam, or I've been reading Shyamala Dandakam for so many years. I don't have Sahasraihi Lakshmi. I, I don't have so much wealth. See, important thing to note is prosperity is an experience. Even if we have a whole lot of wealth, there are people we know who feel poor at heart, right? They may not have the right people to see. If you buy, suppose you buy a big Rolls Royce, and you don't have anybody to go and share the joy with that, you are poor. You may have a lot of money to go give cash and buy Rolls Royce, but if you don't have somebody to share this joy of buying a Rolls Royce with someone, then one is poor. So prosperity is in all of this. See, Bharatiyar, Subramanya Bharati, was extremely poor monetarily. Financially, he was very poor. The wife had to struggle to make a day's meal. But you see the man, he didn't care. He was just thinking about Devi. Ambal. He was thinking, he didn't feel poor at all. If you go and ask him, he would say, Lakshmi Sahasrehi Parikridate. So there are 1,000 Lakshmis playing with me. I am completely immersed in the joys of Devi. So it is an experience. It is not necessarily a measure. Of course, if you are suffering and we don't get money and there's a lot of struggle and all of that, yes, we take to certain measures. We do, like my mother would say, that Shri Suktam, those who know Shri Suktam, if there is some kind of a blockage in wealth coming to you, chant Shri Suktam and you will see money kind of flowing. But again, that is something that you should desire for also, right? And to some extent, again, some of us have seen this happen in our lifetimes, right? Some of these things actually work. To some extent, it works. Now, the point here is Lakshmi Sahasraihi Parikridate. So this devotee, when he imagines Devi, if he's sitting and imagining Devi, that I'm thinking of you in gold, so that I get a lot of Lakshmi, we don't know if it will work that way. You understand? See, he is telling of Phalashruti. He is telling a Phalashruti saying, if you meditate upon Devi as gold, then 1,000 Lakshmis will play with you. Now, since he has said 1,000 Lakshmis will play with me, now let me think about Devi in gold. Will it happen? We don't know. Now, because there is Saraswati in his tongue and he has said it may possibly happen. But that is, as I was saying, how it will happen is something that is completely, we wouldn't know. Really, Lakshmi may come, or his experience of Lakshmi may be there. There may be some experience of fulfillment, of joy, some prosperity. The experience will be there. Right? So, yenava shatakumbha dyutihi bhavyase sopi Lakshmi sahasraihi parikridate. Then, himna siddhyet vapuhu shyamalam komalam chandra chudanvitam tavakam dhyayatah. So one who meditates on the tavakam, on your gentle komalam, shyamalam vapuhu, gentle dark blue, shyamalam vapuhu, form, body. That vapuhu chandra chudanvitam, joined with Anvitam means to be joined. To be joined with the Chandrachuda. Who wears the Chandrachuda? Who keeps Chandrachuda on the left side?
Devi.
Shiva.
Lord Shiva.
Shiva keeps Chandrachuda. So this is the form, this particular line is the form of meditation on Ardhanarishwara. So this Devi in this Shyamalam Vapuhu, this dark blue form, Anvitam with, along with or joined with the Chandrachuda, where you appear as Ardhanarishwara, for one who dhyayataha, one who meditates upon dhyayataha on this kind of form, kimna siddhaye, kimna siddhye, what cannot be achieved? Kimna siddhyet vapuhu Shyamalam komalam chandrachudanvitam tavakam dhyayataha. What cannot be achieved for one who meditates upon you in the Ardhanarishwara form? We saw this Ardhanarishwara form in Banke Bihari. In Krishna's Banke Bihari, that is the Ardhanarishwara form of Krishna and Radha. But unfortunately, we completely got squashed in that process. We got squashed in by the time we saw that form. But it is pretty large. I mean, I didn't expect Banke Bihari to be so big. It was pretty large. The Vapuhu, the form was pretty large. But interestingly, it was Ekadashi, right? I think the crowd and all that was because of Ekadashi.
Nirjala Ekadashi.
Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi.
Especially Nirjala Ekadashi, another ரொம்ப rush.
Ama. So this is Kimna Siddhyet Vapuhu Shamalam Komalam. So it is Tavakam Dhyayatah Shamalam Komalam Chandrachudanvitam Dhyayatah Kimna Siddhyet. What can he not achieve? Tasya Leela Saro Varidhi. Tasya Leela Saro Varidhi. Varidhi is a great ocean. An ocean or a body of water that cannot be easily crossed over. Varidhi is such a large body of water which cannot be easily crossed over. For him, that Varidhi becomes Leela Saraha. Leela Sara means small pond. How do you cross over a small pond? You just jump over it. There's a small pond, I just walk through it. Right? If it's a small pond, you can just walk through it comfortably. So he's saying one who meditates upon you in this form, in the form of Ardhanarishwara, for him, this great ocean of what is life becomes like a simple breeze, a walk in a breeze. Right? It becomes very convenient and very comfortable, very joyful. It does not become painful. See, today somehow the Subramanya Bharatiya thought came. Because if you see his movies that have been made on him or you read about him, you see how joyful he was despite the fact he was immersed in economical poverty. There are people who there were oppositions that he had because of what he wrote. He created stir amongst the government and the British rulers. So much disturbance he caused, but he was so joyful, right? The anger that came out of him was because of injustice that was happening around him. But within himself, he was like fully joyful. So once we come into that state of joy, then life just becomes a walk in a park. Just a walk in a park. And that is what we want it to be. It doesn't matter how long it is. Kurvanneveha karmani jiji vishe chatagum samaha. You live 100 years. May you live 100 years doing what you need to do, doing what is required to be done. Do that. Tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. And you live 100 years. You drop all this wants and desires, this heavy thing that is holding us down, and just do what needs to be done. You live 100 years. What it means is you'll not feel like 100 years. It will not feel like 100 வருஷம் மாதிரி feeling இருக்காது. Right? Otherwise, the body is drags. எப்போ போவேனோ அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி ஆயிடும். Just becomes a drag. Physical, that drag will be there. But mentally, when we bring our mind at an earlier age, which is why it's important, like kids like Jyotsna and all, they're starting off early. Really wish and bless the child and such kids and all of them to continue this journey with great fervor. Because the earlier they come to the state of mind where they want to live life joyfully, not on the outside, but in the inside, then when you grow old and the body starts peeling off, the stress of that will not be so much on your inner space. Right? You will still be able to say Rama, Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Narayana. Still be able to feel that joy and say that, okay, this is the pain of the body. I pop in a painkiller, take a sedative, whatever. But whenever I get an opportunity, I'm reading Bhagavatam, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, I'm reading Narayaniam, I'm reading Upanishads. So the mind, we keep it like that. Then he says, Tasya Leela Saro Varidhi. So the big ocean of life, which is very difficult to cross. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Krishna says, my Maya is Duratyaya. It is like a Durga, it is like a fort, it is like a strong, unsurmountable wall. But with that right kind of faith and devotion and understanding, it becomes like a Leela Saraha. This Varidhi becomes like a Leela Saraha. Tasya Kelivanam Nandanam, Tasya Bhadrasanam Bhutalam, Tasya Gir Devata Kinkari, Tasya Chagnyakari Shrihi Swayam. Swayam Shrihi, Tasya Cha Agnyakari. Shrihi herself, Shrihi, prosperity, Devi, Ambal, all the forms of Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, everybody becomes his Agnyakari, which means they listen to him. He is no longer governed, or he no longer feels constrained or chained. Baddha, he no longer feels baddha. He is mukta. When he becomes mukta, then Shrihi Swayam Tasya Agnyakari. Shrihi herself becomes his Agnyakari. She listens to him. Right? And then, so what else it says? Tasya Keli Vanam. Tasya Keli Vanam Nandanam. So this he experiences Nandanam wherever he is. Which means he experiences the joy of Vrindavanam. A joyful, what you call as the Garden of Eden. The place where you are, you experience that kind of joy. Tasya Keli Vanam Bhutalam, on earth. Earth for him becomes this Keli Vanam, this place of joy and this Nandanam. Then Tasya Bhadrasanam. Tasya Bhadrasanam Bhutalam. Bhutalam is the Bhutalam. The earth becomes his throne. Which means what? He is presiding over this whole earth. Which means he feels like king of the earth. Tasya Bhutalam Bhadrasanam. Bhadra Asanam. Auspicious Asanam. What becomes an auspicious Asanam? This Bhutalam. This earth itself is his throne. Right? He doesn't have to go and usurp a kingdom. He doesn't have to go and fight and try to gain over a kingdom. This whole earth is his kingdom. Enga ponalum, that's his kingdom. Why? Because Tasya Keli Vanam Nandanam is experiencing joy wherever he's going. Where is this Nandanam that he's carrying? It's within himself. If he's carrying that joy within you, wherever you go. See, this is why Paramahamsa Yogananda was sent by Sri Yukteswar Giri. Swami Vivekananda was sent out by Paramahamsa Yogananda. Um, my Guru was sent out by Swami Shivananda. Go. When my Guru left the Shivananda ashram, he went out into different places. He slept on platform. அதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்லாம் படுத்துட்டு எழுந்துட்டு யாரோ 2 ரூபாய் கொடுத்து 2 rupees and then they get a train ticket, go someplace, then somebody came, somebody. So why? Because these were great souls that were able to carry that Nandanam within themselves wherever they went. Where they went, they transformed the space. What we try to do, we always look for a space that is conducive, convenient, transformed, very beautiful. அப்போதான் நான் அங்க போய் தியானம் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படின்னு இருக்கோம் நம்ம. Right? எல்லாமே எனக்கு சுகமா சௌரியமா, everything is set up according to my conveniences. Then I will go and then I will do dhyanam, then I will do, somebody take care of all of this, then I will do my sadhana, somebody take care of all of this, then I will do my dhyana. So this is where we try to put ourselves in terms of looking for an excuse why we are not able to be in this space. But there are souls that are great men who have shown this by example, that if you are carrying this Nandanam inside, then wherever you go, you can create a Nandanam there. Right? You can create your own garden. This I've seen in my life, I've seen this example. Right? Where, like, when we were, we had to live in Chennai, initial years at work, away from home. And then we were living in what is called as mansion. Okay, Chennai, there is those who know about Chennai mansions, they'll know that it's nothing like a mansion. It's a building with rooms and common public toilets and all of that. God knows why they call that as a mansion. But so these mansions, I was staying there, and then later I moved into another apartment where I shared with other colleagues from work. And then I realized slowly I had my regular routine. I had my I used to practice my violin. I had my sadhana. I had my chanting, whatever. I had those things I was doing. And I was doing this at home, and I had moved here for work. Suddenly my whole environment had changed. And I had to kind of depend on the environment for these things to support me. And then as I moved, I continued to do as much as I could wherever I kept it going. And then I realized when I moved into this place, when my colleagues were there, I would still do my things, right? I'd do my practice, I'd do my whatever. I was doing that. Slowly I saw people around started giving me that space. We had 3 rooms, and people would just sleep anywhere, keep your clothes and things and all that. What happened is, slowly, collectively, there are about 8 of us in that one apartment, the big apartment. They felt that they should give me some space and some isolation and not disturb. And then I got a little space. I said, okay, I will keep my altar there, and then I'll do my meditation and all of that. And little by little, what happened is, people started asking me permission. Can I go into that room? I said,
So you eventually became the lord of the mansion.
Lord of the mansion. So the beauty is that if you stick to your resolve, your sankalpa, that doesn't matter whatever is the situation. And these were times also when, these are times when we started working. I'm talking about 25 plus years ago, right? These are times when you had to have social parties, social gatherings, to belong, to be part of that, the place that you're working. You have to go and sit along with people who smoke and drink and all of that. But it's quite hard when you are not wanting to indulge into that. It's a little difficult. But then when you maintain your with a certain sankalpa, you maintain not to look down upon them, but to say that I am not interested. I would like to be in a certain way. And you hold on to this sankalpa, over time you would see that the environment around you starts changing. It starts reflecting the way you want to be. And that's fabulous. I mean, over time you will see that you get respected for the sankalpa that you hold.
It's so true. It just, sorry to,
Mm.
I just wanted to share one thing here. So usually in the Vedilela, even in India, they socialize over drinking parties and all at offices, right? So the first time I went for an office here in party, everyone was asking, so you don't drink, is it? And I said, no, I don't drink. And then the ரெண்டாவது மூணாவது தடவைலாம் they they'd come and ask, everyone's drinking, why I'm not drinking? And then my boss actually came and told me, it's good that you hold on to what you like you said, And then he said, even I don't like drinking as much, but I just take a little bit, just because I'm in this group. But it's very good that you never eat non-vegetarian or whatever it is. You, like your set of values, you always hold on to it. Every
Yeah.
day you would say that I'm bringing curd rice or samosa. So, and then I realized that people who always say, no, you have to drink to be part of that, that's complete nonsense. It's
Yeah,
not true. It's just
absolutely.
that you were faking it, just to, and
No, totally.
if you're
Absolutely. Absolutely.
just
See,
true to yourself, then.
there's nothing wrong with people indulging, engaging in all of that. They find joys in that. But in whatever case, if you have a certain resolve,
But they say that I drank because they would expect me to drink. That
ah,
is not true. Nobody
correct.
expects you to drink.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So to have that resolve,
இல்ல எல்லாரோட லைஃப்லயும் அது மாதிரி இருக்கும். என்னோட நான் போற பாட்டில they say, oh, why don't you drink? You drink அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். I said, yes, I will drink. I will drink water.
yeah.
Water is the best drink. Try it out அப்படின்னு நான்.
Yeah.
You are simply drinking other stuff. அதெல்லாம் வந்து குப்பை அது. நீங்க try drinking water, you'll feel more rejuvenated. உனக்கு இதுல வர கிக் கூட அது இன்னும் நல்லா வரும் அப்படின்னு நான். You
That's
get a
true.
positive kick, இல்லையா?
That is true.
So
So I think that's absolutely.
நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி குருஜி, இந்த அந்த ஆனந்தம் வனம் நீங்க சொன்னீங்களே, இட் ஹஸ் டு பி இன் த மைண்ட். அது அந்த அந்த ரிசால்வ் வந்ததுனாலே நம்ம பார்த்தோம். நம்ம கீதை சொல்ல போறச்சா அங்க வந்து தி என்டையர் தி 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 அட்மாஸ்பியர் சேஞ்ச். நல்ல குழுன்னு அதான் அது வந்து இட் சேஞ்சஸ்.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very true. We experienced that in Kurukshetra. So this is very important for us to realize and recognize that I am responsible for my environment. Although there is a huge influence of the environment on me, I'm not denying that, right? But then also this attempt must be there constantly, that I must influence my environment. I must influence my environment with my sadhana, with the way I am. I show my resolve. I show my sankalpa. I keep showing this, and then slowly we will see the environment transforms. Either the environment transform or something will happen, you'll be away from that environment. That may also happen, right? Either it may transform or you may move away, or you will get shielded. In the same place, you will have people who will possibly shield you from that. You understand? Several of these things can happen. அதே இடத்துல you will be there, but suddenly you will have 3-4 people, like a satsanga will get formed, and then it will shield you from the other things, other not so conducive things in that environment that is there. You'll get shielded from that. This can also happen. But all starts with this creating this Nandavanam, Kelivanam, whatever inside, Nandanam, Kelivanam inside, and ensuring that we retain that within us. And so then the environment outside can get transformed. So it says, Tasya Bhadrasanam Bhutalam. This whole Bhutala becomes his throne, his place of rain. That's where he reigns. Tasya Gir Devata Kinkari. Gir Devata is goddess of speech, becomes his Kinkari. She becomes his Sevaka. Vagdevata becomes his Sevaka of such a person. Like people like Subramanya Bharati, Mahakavi Kalidasa, and all. If they say something, it will happen. Why? Because Gir Devata or Saraswati herself, Bharati, has become Kinkari. She does Kankaryam for him, for such a person. Tasya Chajñakari Shrihi Swayam. Okay, so Tasya Chajñakari Shri Swayam. So she herself becomes his Ajñakari. And then the last part, okay. This one is the closure. If we can spend just another 10 minutes, today we will, if you're okay, we will complete Shyamala Dandakam. We will bring it to a closure today. And we'll see what's next, but at least let's try to bring this to a closure. सर्व तीर्थात्मिके सर्व मंत्रात्मिके सर्व यंत्रात्मिके सर्व तंत्रात्मिके सर्व चक्रात्मिके सर्व शक्त्यात्मिके सर्व पीठात्मिके सर्व वेदात्मिके सर्व विद्यात्मिके सर्व योगात्मिके सर्व वर्णात्मिके सर्व गीतात्मिके सर्व नादात्मिके सर्व शब्दात्मिके सर्व विश्वात्मिके सर्व वर्गात्मिके सर्व सर्वात्मिके सर्वगे सर्व रूपे जगन्मात्रके पाहि मां देवी तुभ्यं नमो देवी तुभ्यं नमो देवी तुभ्यं नमः. So she is in and through everything. This is the essence of this last verse, if you will. He's saying, oh Devi, you are Sarva Tirthatmike. You are of all the Tirtha, all pilgrimage, you are the essence of all of it. So I sit and meditate upon you, I get the benefit of going to all the Tirthas, oh Mother. Sarva Tirthatmike, Sarva Tantratmike. You are Sarva Mantratmike, Tantratmike, Sarva Tantratmike, Mantratmike, Yantratmike, Tantratmike. So you are the essence of all Yantra, Mantra, Tantra. All the mantras, the chant that is coming out in the form of mantras, you are the essence of that. You are the essence of all the tantras, all the devices that are there built for worshipping. You are the tantra, the methods of worship, that is you. Then the yantras, the devices that are created for your worship, that is also you. Sarva Chakratmike, you are Sri Chakra. You are the greatest of all chakras. There are different kinds of chakras in terms of formations. You are the greatest of all of them, and you are the essence in all of them. Sarva Chakratmike. Sarva Shaktyatmike. You are the essence of all forms of Shakti, all forms of energy. Mechanical, nuclear, electrical, all forms of energy is you. Sarva Pithatmike. You are all, wherever there is power, wherever there is supremacy, that essence of that supremacy is you. Sarva Pithatmike. Sarva Vedatmike. You are the essence of all Vedas. Rasamnaya Manasaha. Sarva Vidyatmike. You are the essence of all knowledge. Sarva Yogatmike. You are the essence of all yoga. Today is International Yoga Day. So she is Sarva Yogatmike. All forms of yoga, all kinds of yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga, all forms of yoga, you are the essence of Mother. Sarva Varnatmike, you are the essence of all Varna, Varnamala, A, E, the consonants and the vowels. You are the essence of all of that. Matrika. You are Gitatmike, Sarva Gitatmike. You are the Atma, or the essence of all forms of music. You are all forms of sound, Nadatmike, the essence of all forms of sound. Then you are Sarva Shabdatmike. You are the essence of all forms of words. So there is music, which is Gita, then there is Nada, which is just sound, then there is Shabda, which is words. You are the essence of all of this. Sarva Vishwatmike, you are the essence of all that is there in this world and all the worlds that we can imagine of. Bhu, Bhu, Aswa, Ma, Jana, Tapas, Satyam, and all the way below to the Patala Loka. You are all the lokas, Sarva Vishwatmike. You are all the forms of divisions that exist, Sarva Vargatmike, the different vargas that are there. You are the essence of all of that. Sarva Sarvatmike, you are in everything. Sarva Sarvatmike, Sarvage. Sarvage means you are everywhere. Omnipresent. Sarva Rupe, you are all the forms that I see. Jaganmatrike, O mother of this world. Now, when you read this, can you visualize the Vishwarupa Darshanam? So now he is having a Vishwarupa Darshanam experience. Completely. Because he is seeing Devi everywhere. Everywhere. His experiences, it's just her presence that is filled. And here he is not fearing, like Arjuna feared. Here there is no fear, but yet there is some fear, which is why he is saying, Pahimam, 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 Durge, Devi Tubhyam Namo. Please protect me, please save me. Because he sees that there's all powerful, there's all present, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent experience that is having. He's asking that experience, that presence to protect him. He is saying that only she can protect. This complete experience of surrender, Prapatti, Sharanagati is occurring here. He's saying only you can save me, O Mother Jaganmatrike, Pahimam, Pahimam, Pahimam. Devi Tubhyam Namo, Devi Tubhyam Namo, Devi Tubhyam Namaha. I prostrate unto thee, I prostrate unto thee, I prostrate unto thee, O Mother Jaganmatrike. And so his experience of complete this whole universe that he is experiencing the whole universe in front of him as the presence of Devi. He is not seeing the universe as just this matter and material. He is seeing it as pulsating life. He is seeing this whole universe as life that is pulsating, energy that is pulsating, and it is Devi herself. Now imagine we get a glimpse of this. Imagine we get a glimpse of this. How beautiful would that be? And he is having, now Mahakavi Kalidasa is having a whole experience of this complete exalted experience. Right? So he is seeing her everywhere, and he's then calling out, and we'll just read that once again. It says, Sarva Tirthatmike, Sarva Mantratmike, Sarva Yantratmike, Sarva Tantratmike, Sarva Chakratmike, Sarva Shaktiatmike, Sarva Pithatmike, Sarva Vedatmike, Sarva Vidyatmike, Sarva Yogatmike, Sarva Varnatmike, Sarva Gitatmike, Sarva Nadatmike, Sarva Shabdatmike, Sarva Vishwatmike, Sarva Vargatmike, Sarva Sarvatmike, Sarvage, Sarva Rupe, Jaganmatrike, Pahimam, 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 Devi Tubhyam Namo, Devi Tubhyam Namo, Devi Tubhyam Namaha. Right? So he's having that beautiful experience, and he's shared it with us, and we've had the good fortune of being able to go through this. Chandramama is saying, being International Yoga Day, if possible, you may make us meditate for a few minutes. You know, it's an interesting point. We are at a juncture where we are about to close, and now that Mahakavi Kalidasa himself has given us a method to meditate. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take 5 minutes, and then let's just close our eyes, and let's try to experience what Mahakavi Kalidasa is experiencing right now through this work. Let's close our eyes. Just notice your breath going in and out. Don't try to breathe. Let breath take its own course. If you feel like taking a deep breath, you can take one and slowly release. Do that a few times so that breath finds its own rhythm, its own pattern. Now let your mind slowly expand. What we have gone through with the Shyamala Dandakam is essentially the whole experience of Mahakavi Kalidasa. Kalidasa experiencing the great divine cosmic play. See, everything around you is a play. It's Leela. That is why she is called Lalita, the playful one. But imagine her in this Neela Shyamala Matangi, Neela Shyamala Marakata color. Green, dark bluish green color. Because the mind needs form. If you don't give mind a form to meditate upon, it starts getting distracted and starts moving in random places. So the best way to get into Nirguna Upasana or Nirguna Sadhana is start with Saguna. You could imagine color, you could imagine form, you could imagine light. And imagine this color of Shyamala, Matangi, is completely engulfing. If you remember the mandala that we saw, the chakra mandala that we had seen of Devi in that color, the green bluish color. Imagine that we are completely engulfed in that color all around. All around us is that color, it's that form. It is Devi that is pulsating through the breeze that is blowing in your face. If there is an air conditioner air or the fan air that is blowing in your face, it is Devi's grace. You feel a little heat in the body, that is Devi's energy. You hear sound that is coming into your ears, that is Devi herself. If you're experiencing visions or light inside your inner eye, that is Devi. If there are thoughts that are rising and falling, she is called Tarangini, waves of thoughts rising and falling. The thought that rises is Devi. When it falls, it is Devi. When there is silence, there is Devi. When you breathe the air that's going into your nostrils is Devi. Your heart pulsating, your heart beating, that is the energy of Devi. She's sitting in there in your heart and making it beat. She is life itself. When you look around, it is her presence. In the people around you, you see someone sitting beside you, that is her form. You think of someone in your mind, your relative, your friend, your colleague, that is her. She has taken that form to play with you, to take you through this life, to teach you, to coax you to come to her, to experience her presence around. Your child is her form. Your husband is her form. Your wife is her form. The people who work at your home, at your workplace, at your office, that is her form. The place where you're seated right now, the house or the room that you're seated, she is present right now. She's sitting there gracing you with this occasion, this time, this moment, this joy, this Nandanam Kelivanam, this joy of being, this joy of this pulsating life. We are able to sit and listen and think and contemplate and worship her. This is not possible without her grace. Aval Arulal, Aval Tal Vanangi. It is with her grace that I worship her. You're sitting at your altar. That altar is Devi's presence. The lamp that you light, the light of the lamp, that is Devi. The flowers is Devi. This is the Vishwarupa Darshanam. This is the experience of the divine around you, inside you. The blood that is flowing in your veins, it is her. The sensations that you're having right now, it is her. Om. 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 ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ हरि ओम
Hari Om.
Thank you very much. Hari
Thank
Om.
you.
Have a wonderful weekend. நாளைக்கு கார்த்தால if possible we'll meet for Purusha Suktam. That was the plan. பார்க்கலாம், most likely we will start with that. And then next week, Fridays என்னதுன்னு not thought about yet, but we'll continue to meet.
Hari Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.